Oh, hey. What's going on? Marcus in the chat writes the following. Hey, Sid, would you rather have a hot dog with plain ketchup and mustard, or would you have a hot dog with Thousand Island sauce, Swiss cheese, and sauteed sauerkraut? If you paid me $1 million, I wouldn't eat the second one.
It's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now. Got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K, 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 S-I-C-K.
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick.
You are now listening to The Sid Seixeiro Show. Powered by Sick Media, the sickest Toronto sports show. Now, here's your host, Sid.
What's up? It's Sid. A little tired, but ready to go. It is Thursday, June the 18th. Sid Seixeiro Show powered by Sick Media. We're live on X, YouTube, Facebook, all the places. And for those watching after the fact, for those listening on pod, appreciate you. Like and subscribe if you want to support this small business operation we got going on here. Jays play at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, so 90 minutes from now. Azzo and I will duck out after 90 minutes. But we will return at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight for Canada-Qatar at the World Cup in Vancouver. This has the makings of the biggest night in the men's program's history. Azzo and I will be live on all the streaming platforms for all 2 hours of it. Whatever happens here tonight, you know what I'm saying, Azzo? Whatever happens tonight with Jesse Marsh and the fellas, either way, we're going to have some things to talk about. And we will be live in the moment with you if you would like to join us. The one part of this whole podcasting experience for me, it's the second podcasting experience of my life. Obviously, Tim and I did it a long time ago. This is a very unique one for me. And I have to be honest, things are going well. And things are not going well for South Africa, who just gave up a goal in the 6th minute against Czechia.
Already?
At Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Oh, no.
By the way, I was not expecting Mercedes-Benz Stadium to host Czechia, South Africa. I wonder what the crowd's like for this. It looks pretty good. Dude, the attendance in this tournament has been stupid.
Look at the standing room only.
Stupid. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Because there were moments in that Club World Cup last year. You had some of the biggest clubs in the world in America. People didn't care generally. They cared sometimes. They didn't care generally. And Czechia are up 1-0 on South Africa here.
Dude, it's
wow.
the FIFA. Of course they care.
It is the FIFA.
1 week of the FIFA.
1 week of the... Dude, we're only a week into the FIFA.
I know.
And I know it's the World Cup, but news journalists in Toronto have no idea what they're talking about, so they call it the FIFA. And it feels like this has been going on for 8 weeks.
It really
Has
does.
it not?
It's amazing.
Oh, stop me if you heard this before. South Africa, terrible defending. That Mexico game was a joke.
What a pass. What a little touch.
What a pass. He made a 3-foot pass to an open guy, Azo.
Yeah, could have.
What are you, Roberto Martinez of Portugal? Great coaching.
I'd have to see 700 more passes.
Yeah, exactly. I got a text from Tony Marinaro yesterday that made me
that's how you know
almost collapse.
That's how you know it's a big
about
day.
the Portugal DR Congo game.
What was the text?
No, I'll tell you later. We're going to talk about it later. But we're off in 90 minutes. We're going to go up to the Jays game, Jays and Red Sox this afternoon. Trey Savage, Sonny Gray.
Chris says stream the Jays game. Sorry, Chris, I don't think so.
We're not. We will one.
One
Hey, listen. The reality is, if Azo and I were on air last October, we would have had a field day.
It's true.
Can you imagine us streaming the 18-inning game?
Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
No, yeah, hold on. We're gonna have to talk about it.
And then basically us sleeping here for the noon show the next day. Maybe that's the show we do from home. Like, there's going to be some, eventually in the show's history, Azo and I and whoever's a part of this, we're going to do shows from home. No. That next morning, you'd come in?
I need to see you every day, buddy.
I don't need to see you. I don't need to see you. So we're doing 90 minutes today. We're off at 1:30 Eastern, and then we're back at 6 p.m. Eastern for Canada, Qatar. Man, is this going to be a night. Is this going to be a night either way? Also, I want to clarify something. Because yesterday, while Azo and I were live streaming Portugal, DR Congo, Azo went down to get lunch, and I talked a lot of junk about Azo while he was gone. The gist of what I was saying was basically Azo has changed since he sat behind home plate with Shiny Jacket Guy over the weekend. He's changed. And I said a lot of things that never happened. To the people in Azo's immediate family who were concerned I was being serious, I was just kidding. Azo is a humble, hardworking, not-so-young man. And all is good.
My holdout starts tomorrow.
Except for the holdout. He's like the ultimate warrior. He's like, I'm holding out right now in the most important moments. So just to be clear, whatever I may have said about Azo yesterday in jest was not serious. But catch me off air. I'll give you all the tea. I'll give you all the tea. So I wanted to clarify that because Azo literally got phone calls yesterday.
I appreciate it.
He got phone calls from important people saying, why are you being a jacknuts about everything? Just stay grounded, young man. Touch grass. Jeremy in the chat. Azo for the Rays. Hyper Bear in the chat. Azo, the true MVP. Robert in the chat. Hey, Sid, love your show. Hello from Nunavut.
Wow.
I believe it's our first Nunavut reference in the chat, so shout out Nunavut. Doug in the chat. He's still a diva, Azo.
It's true, too.
And Matt.
You can be both.
You can be Matt. You can be both. And Matt in the chat. Azo the Warrior. Here comes Azo. It's not going to end, too, because you're going to be at Germany, Cote d'Ivoire this weekend in Toronto.
I am.
Oh,
I'm excited for that one.
Boy. Kelka shows.
Yeah.
That is going to be...
Speaking French the whole time.
You thought Ghana, Panama was a vibe last night in Toronto? First off, because that was the second World Cup game here in Toronto, And the weather did not cooperate off the front, but it didn't kill the vibe at all. First thing, I thought I heard him on the broadcast, but shout out the job Craig Forrest did on the international broadcast last night for Ghana and Panama. I love Craig. I have a lot of time for Craig. Craig was part of Canada Soccer when it wasn't cool to be part of Canada Soccer. Gold Cup, 2000 Gold Cup back in the day. I love Craig Forrest. Love Craig Forrest.
Ditto.
And I thought it was very appropriate for him to be on mic for that game, not only in Toronto, but with a CONCACAF team in play in Panama. Good for you, Craig. The other thing is, like, the vibe in Toronto is wild because Azo and I walked into Canada Soccer House yesterday, and it was the tail end of England Croatia. The place was just glued to the monitors. There had to be 5,000 people watching that game. Maybe that's too much, but like it sounded like a lot of people at Canada Soccer House here in downtown Toronto. So, like, people are in it, man. You are feeling the World Cup everywhere. And if you were around Yonge and Dundas Square last night in Toronto, you heard it too. Because the Ghanaian population in Toronto and the GTA is about 50,000. And Ghana beat Panama last night in the 95th minute. Caleb Yarenki scored. He plays a soccer in Denmark. He plays like 7 positions for them. He's a Swiss Army knife. He's a Ghanaian Army knife. And he scored late, and the place went nuts. It was a crazy ending. Portuguese coach Carlos Queiroz, I believe, became the oldest coach to ever win a World Cup game yesterday. He runs Ghana.
Oh, wow.
Been a failure most of his life on club level. But for international teams, he's done okay. And a big win for Ghana yesterday. Don't shake your head at Carlos Queiroz. I've been following him my entire career. I'll say what I want about
Why'd
Carlos
you have to
Queiroz.
throw that in, though?
Because it's true.
Added a milestone yesterday.
By the way, thank you for bringing that up, Azo. I don't want to get too deep into this, but after hearing a lot of the Jim Hiller Leaf reaction yesterday in this town, this is the most honest Leaf show in this market.
Breach.
Do I need to elaborate on that?
No.
Or are we good? I think we're good.
Might be heading that direction.
I think we're there.
Yeah.
But I digress. So the scene at Sankofa Square, at Yonge and Dundas Square yesterday, there were thousands of Ghana soccer fans celebrating that win, and it sounded like this. Like, if you had a condo in the area, good luck. Good luck at Yonge and Dundas Square last night in Toronto. Ghana took over. Congratulations to Ghana. That's a hell of a way to win. That's the best way to win a soccer game at a tournament. Like 95th minute. Wow. So the vibes are crazy. It is a good time to remind you what we got going next week. Obviously, we're doing the noon Eastern show, 9 a.m. Pacific every day, and we ran into some folks at Canada Soccer House yesterday that told us we are a part of their lunch schedule every day. That's the highest compliment you can pay us.
Hell yeah.
Thank you very much for that. So next Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, Azo and I are live streaming Portugal-Uzbekistan.
Let me write this down.
Write it down. This is your schedule.
Okay, thanks.
This is your schedule. When you're getting blottoed at Germany-Cote d'Ivoire this weekend, remember this schedule. Tuesday, June 23rd, 1 p.m. Eastern, Portugal, Uzbekistan. We got a live stream here on the Sid Seixeiro Show powered by Sick Media. The next day, Wednesday, June the 24th, 3 p.m. Eastern, Canada, Switzerland from Vancouver. We will live stream that, 3 p.m. Eastern, Sid Seixeiro Show powered by Sick Media. Friday, June the 26th, 7 p.m. Eastern, NHL Draft Top 10 Picks.
Let's go.
Azo and I will be with you live, YouTube, Facebook, X. 7 p.m. Eastern. That is a week from this Friday. Then next Saturday, June the 27th, 7 p.m. Eastern, live stream Portugal, Colombia. In Miami.
Big game.
I saw a bit of Colombia last night, Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
As mad as I was at Portugal yesterday, don't let the scoreline fool you. I didn't think Colombia were that great.
Oh, boy.
I didn't. I thought a couple people played really well. I was slightly underwhelmed by Colombia. And I'm high on Columbia. Not the first time anyone said they're high on Columbia. But I think they got a pretty good team. I think they got to work out a few kinks. Got to work out a few kinks, Columbia.
Seems a few teams do.
Yeah. You think? You think? Question in the chat from Natterall. Did Jaime Rodriguez play? I believe it's Jaime Rodriguez. Yes, he did. He was right-sided. Midfield, didn't do much. So that's the programming schedule coming up. Jeff Azzopardi, good afternoon. I'll bring you in now.
Okay.
Would you like to like to complain about any part of that schedule going forward?
Oh, all of it for sure.
Really?
Besides the noon regular one. No, I'm good with it, man. We've been having fun. It's.
This is a good stretch for us.
Yeah, it is. It is.
We appreciate everyone here because the Leafs have also been banging away at the news cycle.
Yeah.
And they might not be done. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's. I've already burned 15 minutes of the show. Let's dive into this here.
Okay.
Because yesterday, you and I talked a lot about the hiring of Jim Hiller as the 41st head coach in Toronto Maple Leafs history.
So you talked about the media. What do you think the fans like? How have you been seeing fans react to this?
I think the majority of Leaf fans don't like it because they were fed something different, and not just from the media. Like I'm here, insiders are kind of getting kicked around a little bit. It's John Chayka who was telling you they were looking at some interesting fish.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Elliott and Darren and CJ and LeBrun and Saravelli, Pagnotta. It wasn't just them. The Leafs themselves, and we're going to dive into this a couple times. We're going to go scrum surfing here in the Zoom conference, if you can believe that. They had a Zoom conference, John Chayka and Jim Hiller yesterday. That was brought up a couple times. I think the Leafs fan base generally, look, there's some Leaf fans who are like, this is always great. I wish to be you in my next life. Yeah. I do.
Give it a chance.
I wish to be you in my next life. There were media members yesterday. Give it a chance.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like, wow. Give it a chance. All right. Well, we got like a 2-hour show here. Well, everyone just go home. Let's just give everything a chance. No one comment on anything. Holy cow, man. Have an opinion once in your life? So I think the majority of Leaf fans, though, are just kind of perplexed. I was angry because I don't see any daylight. I don't see a ton of daylight between Hiller and Berube, and the notion that he's some analytically driven coach I thought was insulting. Never in my life have I heard that guy's an analytically driven coach.
No. Ever.
And as you're about to hear in this, he sounds like a guy who just basically told them what they wanted to hear in the meeting to get the job. You're about to hear it. We're going to play it for you. So Azzo and I, we talk about Jim Hiller becoming the Leafs head coach. I'm not happy about it for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
We'll go over them again here.
Well, when you look at his history and what he did in LA, his only real coaching opportunity.
It was a disaster.
Yeah. It's a fair fact to point out.
So before we even play this, so again, scrum surfing on this show goes like this. We play you every piece of audio of it. Every question, every answer. When we need to stop Azzo or myself, we stop it, comment, move forward as a group. We go over this with a fine-tooth comb. Before we even start this, though, because I have not heard a rational reason why this happened. It wasn't explained in this news conference. But when you hire a new Leafs head coach, don't do Zoom.
I still can't believe it.
Unless listen, if someone tells me there's a good personal reason why this happened, I'll step back from this and I'll apologize. Are you telling me if it was a logistical, geographical thing, MLSE don't have a jet that can go get Jim Hiller for a press conference for a day? That's not possible? The draft isn't this week. By the way, the draft's remote again, so it doesn't matter. No GMs are going to be at the draft in Buffalo next Friday. You can't get the head coach of the Leafs in person with the media? Maybe it's a World Cup thing in Toronto. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to be around the crowds of Ghana, Panama yesterday. I don't know. There's no game today. I want to say this out loud, and if I'm wrong, if someone would like to explain this to me, I'm all ears. Yesterday, if you have John Chayka and your new head coach, Jim Hiller, talking to the media for the first time via Zoom, You are the organization that had 2 straight disastrous press conferences, and you're scared to have a third. That's what the Leafs have become. My holy God, if I'm right. I hope I'm not right. I'm right about a lot of things. I hope I'm not right about that. Because that's how it looked to me. If Jim Hiller's got a personal situation he has to deal with, I understand. If John Chayka has a personal situation. John Chayka was in his office, it looked like. So maybe he was free for a press conference. You don't need Sundin for it. He's an advisor. He's not talking much anyway. And I sure as hell know Pelly doesn't want to step in front of another mic for a while, so that's irrelevant.
It's a good choice.
So you couldn't get Jim Hiller in front of the media yesterday for the Toronto Maple Leafs head coaching position? Seriously? That, to me, that needed explanation during the presser. I'm sorry. I know the Leafs are making changes to their PR team. Someone dropped the ball on that. That's pathetic. You're the head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Yep. Talk to the media in person. You're scared of Rosie DiMano? You're scared of Steve Simmons? You're scared of Mark Masters? You're scared of Jonas Siegel, Luke Fox, Terry Koshan? You're scared now? Now you're scared of everybody? Holy cow, man. Head coach of the Leafs, Zoom. The pandemic was like in the rearview mirror, guys. You don't need a Zoom for this. Go ahead, Azam.
We have some breaking news from our boy, Elliot Friedman.
Okay, what?
NHL is clearing Mike Babcock, so the Edmonton Oilers are free to hire him.
Okay, can you say that again with like some bass in your voice, please?
Sorry.
I don't know why you're whispering that. Say it again.
I wasn't, no.
Yeah.
The NHL is clearing Mike Babcock to coach the Edmonton Oilers. They are free to hire him. The investigation seems to be done.
Well, they did want to get it over with, for sure.
Wow. So is Babs back in the league?
Oh, he's back in the league, all right.
See how long it
Oh,
takes
he's
Edmonton
back
to
in the
do
league,
this.
all right.
Wow.
Guys, I know this is a little unconventional, but I'm going to play from my phone an interview that happened on First Up this morning on TSN Radio. And Carlo, everyone who listens to this show knows we're fans of Aaron Korolnik and Carlo Koliak. Well, Carlo was off today. Matt Cause was sitting in. So it was Matt Cause and Aaron Korolnik. They do 4 hours of radio a day. They're warriors. They're absolute warriors. I did 3 hours once in my life. Hardest thing I've ever done.
And at that time of day.
That time of day in the morning.
Yes.
Korolnik and Koliakovo. I think those guys are very good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a tough shift. So Mike Babcock looks like he's going to be the next head coach of the Oilers. Part of me also loves this because it's like, oh, Edmonton. Oh, you were teasing this? Now it's on you.
Now it's happening.
Now it's on you.
Yep.
Go ahead, tough guys. Now it's on you.
They have to now, right?
I don't know anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
I have to be honest with you.
When they see all this bad. Wow.
Because Vegas is not letting them talk to Cassidy.
No.
Vegas are hilarious because they let out that they let one team talk to the Leafs or talk to Cassidy, and reportedly it's the Leafs.
Kipper seemed to insinuate it was the Leafs, and they didn't interview
But
him.
that's so classic Vegas because all this does is make the Leafs look worse.
And tells you that they just don't want him in the division. They're giving you the Heisman on that.
But it's just a constant Leaf troll too.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Vegas, who have no ethics, just troll everyone.
Yeah.
This makes the Leafs look horrible.
Now we know why Mark.
If Cassidy was sitting there and you could talk to him and didn't want to pay Cassidy, makes it look way worse.
Way worse.
You just don't want to pay Cassidy. Hiller's making no money.
Or did they see what Cassidy was doing and be like, this guy's a bit of a pain in the butt. Like, we don't want to deal with
Whoa.
him.
Okay, Azzo, give me 2 seconds here.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I bookmarked it.
Because I was wondering just about that. If they saw the stuff Cassidy was doing publicly and they didn't want to deal with him, the Leafs.
Okay, so all right. I rarely do this, but this is such a wild clip. I'm going to play this from my phone. And my apologies to everyone listening and watching this, because it's not going to be the clearest audio, but I am 100% confident you can make this out.
Yep, I heard that.
So Mike Babcock has just been cleared by the NHL for what happened in Columbus, and if the Oilers or anyone else wants to hire Mike Babcock, they can. Daniel Winnick was a guest on First Up today on TSN Radio. Winnick played 10 years in the league and was in and around the Toronto orbit for Mike Babcock as a head coach. Okay? And I believe it was Matthew Cause who started down this road of what do you make of Babcock? And then Winnick said something so shocking, Korolnik had to come in and like follow up. And Winnick goes on this, he wasn't yelling, but it was a searing rant, not just of Mike Babcock, but of anyone who came out of his coaching tree. McClellan, Woodcroft, Jim Hiller. Jim Hiller catches strays in this.
He does.
So this happened this morning on TSN Radio. Former Leaf Daniel Winnick, and keep in mind, Winnick played for like a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Washington, Minnesota, Colorado. He was part of Phoenix between 2007 and 2010. Sharks, Ducks. Like, he's seen a lot of coaches, Daniel Winnick. I'm going to crank this on my phone and kind of bear with me on the audio, but I think this is really important. So here, again, this morning on First Up on TSN Radio, former Leaf Daniel Winnick talking about Mike Babcock, who's just been cleared moments ago by the NHL to resume his coaching career, probably in Edmonton.
The Edmonton Oilers, and they asked you, hey, should we continue this pursuit of Mike Babcock? What would your assessment be?
No, do not do it. No. He's the only guy that's ever made me hate hockey.
What was that
Don't
like?
do it.
In what respect? Why did he make you hate hockey?
I just hated coming to the rink. He's just a bully. You know, he just gets your guys he wants to be on. And I think it started out fine with me and Mike. I was playing well. I was coming off my career year when I came back here. And then I had a high ankle sprain happen in Washington in November. And I missed 5 games. That was it with a high ankle sprain. I went out for 8 weeks. Came back, and I always thought skating was my strongest attribute. And I just couldn't skate. I wasn't the same player. And then it was cratered from there, right? He's on me all the time, and I just think how he treats people is not great. And that's been well documented at this point. Sure, the top guys aren't going to have a problem. He's just going to let them play. But I just don't think his style works anymore. That's another thing as well. Why the Hiller hire doesn't make sense to me, because I just look at I call them the Babcock disciples. It's like a coaching tree if you follow it, right? Right now you still have Woodcroft, Hiller, DJ Smith, and Todd McClellan. Have any of those guys had a resounding career in coaching? That's one. Or say been on the precipice of winning. It's no. And it's just that style. Even Babcock's, if you look back, he hasn't won a playoff series since 2012.
Whoa. Again, I apologize. The audio is not the cleanest because we're doing this on the fly.
Didn't expect that to drop today.
But that was Daniel Winnick today on TSN Radio's First Up.
Wow.
Obliterating not only Mike Babcock, but anyone who's come in contact with him coaching-wise.
Yeah.
Now, it's not, again, Daniel Winnick didn't have a great experience with Mike Babcock, clearly. So you can make the argument, okay, that's just a disgruntled former employee. But the problem is that's not the first story we've kind of heard along these lines.
Nope.
If you're the star, you're kind of fine. If you're Johan Franzen, if you're a mule, if you're the literal mule, or if you're other mules on other rosters, hey, Oilers who aren't that important, get ready. Get ready. That is a wild 2 minutes from a former NHLer on Mike Babcock.
Yeah.
Now, again, Babcock, he's slippery, right? The real smoking gun. When you get down to it, the worst thing that happened in Columbus was the scrolling through the photos.
Asking to.
That's super weird.
That is.
It's not criminal.
No. But it is weird.
But like you're really walking a line.
And again, what's he looking for? Like, yeah.
And there was speculation that the part of this investigation as well with the NHL and Columbus and Babcock from 2023 was also somewhat related to Patrick Laine. I had not heard any speculation as to why. We know Patrick Laine not long after that went into player assistance. But like there wasn't a lot of info on that. But the one zero surprising thing about this, the league wanted this investigation done like this week. They're not happy with this. So now Edmonton, the dance floor is open. How desperate are you? How many years is on that contract, considering there's a world where Connor McDavid might get traded after this season if things go horribly? Hell, during the season if things go horribly. Like, what if Babcock has one of those Jay Woodcroft 2 wins and 12 game starts with this crew? I don't know. I have no idea what the Oilers are going to look like. I could probably tell you Darnell Nurse is not on the team. Past that, no idea.
Funny, he requested a trade right after all this got out.
Yeah, it is funny.
Right?
But I got a feeling, like, I don't think people give Darnell Nurse enough credit for that because, and I've been in this situation before in my career, when everyone else is having a conversation except you,
Yeah.
not a good sign.
They don't want me, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'd be fine.
Then like message received.
Yeah, exactly.
Message received. If I'm Darnell Nurse and I hear Mike Babcock's coming and he's gone golfing with people and he's really hard on certain players, and I haven't spoken to anybody, message received.
But after all this, do Oilers even know what kind of Mike Babcock they're getting? Like, it's weird. He's been out in the
Mike
league for so
Babcock
long.
has not won a playoff series in this league for a very long time. A very long time. Based on every story you've heard from him, he is a coward of the highest order.
100%.
He is not ethical behind that bench. He never has been. And if look, if I just have a hard time believing the superstars of the Edmonton Oilers, you know who I'm talking about, really believe they need the firmer hand. Because it's not going to be laid on them. They're sacrificing their teammates for that.
100%.
They're bringing in Mike Babcock. Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid don't like Mike Babcock because he's going to be tough on everyone. They like him because he's going to be tough on Evan Bouchard. That's why they like him. Because he's going to be tough on Tristan Jarry. Because he's going to be tough on Ekholm or Wallman. Again, I think Nurse is gone. I'm not even putting Nurse in there.
No.
But you know where this is headed. Like if I'm Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, maybe I'm a little nervous at this. Zach Hyman's fine. Zach Hyman's basically family with Mike Babcock. He's fine. Zach Hyman, a lot of questions need to be asked of a lot of people in this. Zach Hyman's one of them. But are the Oilers that desperate? To get to this point, obviously they are.
They've put themselves in such a spot.
I can't wait for this press conference.
I know.
Guess what? They do it via Zoom. Do it via Zoom.
Why not?
Why not? Everyone else is doing it.
And Mike Babcock's just a black figure. Like
How
a
many?
shadow
Let me
of a
ask you
figure.
something. How many
It's a
years?
shadow.
How many years do you give Mike Babcock on the contract?
No.
You just fired a guy whose 3-year deal started this coming season
2 at the most.
in Chris Knobloch.
Yeah, that you're going to be paying for.
Did you give him 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the safe play.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what he wants. Mike Babcock is still very high on Mike Babcock, I would assume.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's what I'm saying, though. Can he change? Is he, like, does this investigation scare him in any way to change his ways? Is he more late, like...
And Nader in the chat, 2-year deal. I would agree with that.
Yeah. Make it match Connor's, because he's the one who wanted him, obviously.
Chimichanga in the chat, linking every coach within 10 years of age of Mike Babcock as disciples is a stretch for me. I think he means disciples like people who've worked with Babcock, I think is what Daniel Winnick was saying in that clip.
But we heard that yesterday, too. Like, all these disciples, it ends badly, too, because if you're not winning, it just goes even further down a dark path.
It does.
Like, if Babcock's not winning, he's going to be even more of a jerk or whatever you want to say. Like, and so not surprised to hear it ended badly with Hiller or whoever. Because if he's not winning, I'm sure that attitude comes out even more.
I'm very surprised the NHL did this.
Me too, and this quickly.
I'm very surprised the NHL did this.
But you're right, now it's on the Oilers' plate.
But here's...
Are you convinced it's for sure done?
Here's the thing. The more I'm thinking about this out loud, I think the NHL's so mad at Edmonton for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, that's true.
They're willing to throw this nuke in the middle of that organization and saying, deal with that. You want the smoke? Get the smoke. Couldn't keep your mouth shut about Cassidy. That blew up. Couldn't keep your mouth shut about Babcock. That blew up. You want this? Go ahead. Now he's your problem. Heaven help all of you if something weird happens again. Give him your phone, Connor. Just give him your phone. You're so cool with it? Give him your phone. Let him see everything. Let him see everything. Go ahead, tough guy. Leon Draisaitl, give him your phone. Go ahead.
And joining Stan Bowman, who they also gave a second chance to.
The leadership of that Oilers group just sold out the rest of that roster in a way I cannot believe.
That's a total
I
joke.
cannot believe it. I'm looking at people very differently today.
Of course.
And I got news for you. Based on what the agents are saying, there's people in that Oilers dressing room looking at people differently today. This is a problem. The Oilers, stop me if you've heard this before, did not think this through. They did not.
No, now it's in their court. You're right.
And now I am fascinated to see where this goes.
Yeah, are you convinced this gets done 100%?
Oh, I'm 100% it's getting done now.
They have to, right?
Bob Stauffer a few weeks, like last week when did this drop? Was it early last week?
It was in the middle
It's all
of the
running
cup
together
final.
now. Forgive me. Bob Stauffer was like, no, it's done, guys. It's done. I mean,
It was such a bad order. Like it's crazy. Edmonton could have went to the league before it got out, but didn't.
do you want to get the very short NHL statement on Mike Babcock?
Oh, yes, please.
This is one of the shortest statements I've ever seen. This is from the league office in New York. The league has completed its review of Mike Babcock's tenure in Columbus and of certain alleged conduct associated therewith. What a lawyer term, therewith. It continues. Our investigation has concluded that even in a light least favorable to Mr. Babcock, there is no current basis to restrict his employment in the league. I've never seen a statement like this.
That's so
let me restate this because I screwed it up. Our investigation has concluded that even in a light least favorable to Mr. Babcock, there is no current basis to restrict his employment in the league. So that statement's telling you, despite him being a jackass, there's nothing legally we can do.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you something. If there's one thing in the NHL offices, it's lawyers. That anyone can guarantee.
If you want to try and read it, there it is. It's weird.
It's short.
It's very short.
Let me count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. A 45-word statement from the National Hockey League on Mike Babcock. 45 words.
Concluded that even in a light least favorable to Mr. Babcock, meaning there are bad stuff there, but nothing that can restrict him from hiring.
They're acknowledging
that there's some bad there.
He is a shady human being.
Not a good person.
But mental health advocate. Never forget. The more I'm thinking about this,
dude,
I am so put off by this. I love it. Go in there. Go and do your worst, Mike, in that organization. You knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. Go ahead. This is not going to work. You know why? Because it's the roster that's screwed. That's the problem in Edmonton. You can put some combination of Scotty Bowman, Toe Blake, and Al Arbor back there. Plus, throw Glenn Sather in there, just for old time's sake. It's the roster that is flawed.
I'm curious. Does the PA have to put out a statement on this now?
They will.
What's their angle?
They will. Here's the problem. McDavid and Draisaitl are in the PA.
Yeah.
So how do you play this?
Key people in the PA, not just in the PA. They're key people in it.
And here you have Connor McDavid, who technically in 2 years will rise all boats in the PA with a new contract. You would hope.
Wow.
So he's on your side. He will help the PA and the rest of the league in theory, but everyone's kind of pissed at him. So how do you handle this? I don't know. This is one of the crazier things I've seen in the NHL in a while.
For real?
In a long time. Let's go back to the chat.
Yeah, sorry. So Emily Kaplan reported it
Go
too
ahead.
and says, per ESPN sources, expectation is Babcock will be clear to coach and the Edmonton Oilers want to hire him.
Yeah, well, I mean, we knew,
Yeah.
but we now know both.
Yeah.
The Oilers' interest in him never wavered. Like there was no report that's again the Bob Stauffer stuff we ran from Oilers Now a few weeks ago, guys, or last week, clear as day that it had been green lit across the board in Edmonton.
But the Oilers should have this ready to go then, no? Like I'm curious how long this takes for the Oilers to announce it. The Oilers to announce it. Because it should be ready to go then. It should be complete.
We should know this afternoon.
Yeah, 100%.
They're going to do it during Canada Qatar. I'm telling you. The Oilers are going to drop this during Canada Qatar.
Yeah.
Tim in the chat, TIMB in the chat. Those players will be running for the door in Edmonton.
Some of them. I don't think any. Like not all of them.
Judd Haven in the chat. I hope Bob Stauffer is okay with this news. He seemed like he was okay. No, to be fair with it, Bob was reporting a lot of stuff he was hearing. He's sourced. He's very sourced.
He's been there forever.
But I couldn't. You know what? In hindsight, having listened to Bob a little bit, like I don't know if he's like 100% for it. He does know Babcock, so maybe he is.
A lot of people in the chat also saying this means McDavid's gone. No, McDavid wanted this.
Oh my God! Sorry, guys. McDavid and Draisaitl were like, I don't know who exactly. There were players golfing with this guy like in the last 2 weeks.
Hyman, come on, you said it. He's
it's Zach Hyman for sure.
But these top guys signed off on this guy.
100%, guys. Stop it with the Connor's mad. Connor greenlit it. I know you don't want to think of it that way. That's exactly what happened. I don't know if it was his idea, but he didn't look bothered at Canada-Bosnia Friday in the stands. I'll tell you that right now. He seemed okay. Randy in the chat. Mike is about to do his deepest of due diligence, Sid. Yep.
Nicholas says McDavid wanted it, so it gives him a way out. That's an interesting theory.
What does that mean?
Like it gives Connor, because if other players don't want to come, like then Connor in a year can say, yeah, you know what, this isn't working, I'm out.
But if Connor was for it,
Yeah,
what's the argument saying that now no, I don't get the comment.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't understand that.
He's doing the heel turn to leave.
He's doing well, no, I think I think genuinely Connor McDavid would like to win a Stanley Cup in Edmonton. I do think that's a real thing.
He wanted this hard-ass coach for sure. To whip his teammates into playing better. I can't believe this just came. Like it was that quick. I thought I could hear it could take months for this.
James in the chat. Bob Stauffer, 100% behind it. He's been pushing the hire for 2 weeks. I don't know if he's been pushing the hire. Like I love how people say the media doesn't matter, and then all of a sudden one guy gets full credit for one person being hired.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you got to pick a lane on that. You got to pick a lane.
Oh wow.
Chase in the chat. Oilers aren't the 07-08 Red Wings. I would agree with that. This sums it up on McDavid, I think, pretty well. Whether you like it or not, this is the truth of the matter. Adriana in the chat. Maybe McDavid is not that great of a teammate and will do anything to win.
That's how it's coming out. It's true.
I have heard he's a really good teammate, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that washes, but the do anything to win part, yes, clearly.
Has the hearing that he can't win changed his mindset or his perspective on things? After the Olympics, after the last 2 Stanley Cup finals, has people saying that he's not a winner and can't get it over the hump or get to that championship trophy, has it changed his opinion where everything's on the table? Let's go. We're winning.
That's what this is. That's what this is.
Has to be, right?
Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are not messing around.
His mind's flipped.
And
winning is most important.
But how a coach has been out of the game for 3 years and hasn't won a playoff series for well over like 15. How is that the guy? Like when the Knicks brought in, like obviously the context is very different, but the Knicks brought in like their 5th choice in Mike Brown last offseason. So he gets destroyed, but it's not like the guy hasn't been in the league a lot, whether it's head coaching or assistant coaching positions, and recently. Like there are different levels to this. And I don't know, man.
But to Winnick's point, that doesn't work anymore. That's the old style of coaching. That's the old boys club we always say we don't want to see in this.
But Azzo, like, to be fair about it, John Tortorella almost just won a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, actually. Yeah,
that guy won his cup in 2004. Like, listen, Azzo, you and I are simpatico in this, just so we're clear.
No, I know.
It's just
You're
we're
right.
going to just be devil's advocating a lot here. But, listen, Azzo, you and I are simpatico in this, just so we're clear. No, I know. We're going to just be devil's advocating a lot here. But, we're going to just be devil's advocating a lot here. But, listen, Azzo, you and I are simpatico in this, just so we're clear. But James in the chat, I can't wait until Bouchard's first turnover at the blue line.
Oh, man.
My God. You know what's interesting in this? See, here's the problem now the NHL and Edmonton have. I think there are folks around the league who are sitting back going, there's no way he's going to get reinstated. And guess what? Now you have angry people out there with stories.
Yep.
Daniel Winnick could be mild in comparison. Mild. So I would look for in the next 24 to 48 hours, and I'm not saying like you're almost cliche Mike Commodore kind of thing, like stuff you've heard. I'm talking about different stuff. If anyone's really pissed off out there right now, now's going to be the time for the new stuff.
So for me, it's when the Oilers actually announce him as head coach, and then second, when the NHLPA addresses this at all.
This PA statement's going to be really interesting.
Exactly, and when they put it out, because they're
they
going to have to talk
they
to
will.
people
If
now,
it's
too.
really negative, they're not speaking for the leadership of the Oilers.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They're not.
Right. They can't.
No three putting in the chat. Another day, another distraction for Vladdy.
Wow.
Two singles?
And 2 RBIs? I think you got 2 RBIs.
Hey. No extra base
they were
hits.
lucky, but whatever.
No extra base hits,
You gotta
but
be
whatever.
lucky to get good. It's okay. Yeah, I can't believe this came down. I thought they'd give him more time.
There's a lot of reaction to this, man.
It's weird, dude.
Oh my God, this is true. Jonathan Davies 89 in the chat.
Can handle.
Mitch Marner and Mike Babcock are back in the same division.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hated that story. I've not agreed with a lot of Mitch Marner in my life. I hated that story for Mitch. That was ridiculous what happened to him when he was a kid. Ridiculous. And the Leafs just kind of sat back mostly, and did nothing. Crazy. That was crazy.
Like when you think back on all of this, like once the story breaks, what was it, 5 days later, he stepped down because he thought more was going to come out? And we hear a guy like Bissonnette always talking about these stories. He's the guy closest to the players. He knows what's out there.
Oh, for sure. Gabriel in the chat, it's basically a done deal according to Ryan Rashog. Yeah, I believe that.
It has to be.
But again, Bob Stauffer last week in Edmonton basically told you that. They're waiting on like an okay from the league office in New York. That's all they were waiting on.
Well, that was the Dreger first tweet, right? Like they were ready to hire him. They just needed the league approval, wasn't it?
They were looking in. I think Dreger's phrasing was looking in. But it got to the point where they reached out to both the PA and the league.
Looking at hiring him, I think it was.
Looking into hiring him, of course. Yeah, not looking to play him in the fourth line.
No, but looking into him as a possibility, it could be too.
But Dreger's reporting wasn't deal is done.
Yeah.
Like Dreger's reporting was they're looking into it. The reporting you've heard since is
everyone signed off.
The contract's in the inbox. Yeah. Like it's
waiting on.
He's golfing with guys. It's many conversations with everyone. It's done. And listen, the one name, like, I know Stan Bowman's getting destroyed. Jeff Jackson's getting destroyed. Connor's name is now interesting in this. Leon Draisaitl, Zach Hyman, interesting in this.
The entire NHLPA.
It's Daryl Cates.
Yeah.
Any failure of the Edmonton Oilers with two of the best players of their generation, arguably, on their team, in terms of not winning the cup with those players, falls at one person's feet, the incompetence of Daryl Cates. He skates on a lot of this, pun not intended, and I'm not doing it anymore. Daryl Cates causes a lot of this chaos, and he's been doing it in Edmonton for a long time.
Gordon Friedman, he put this all in motion.
No kidding, he did.
Because somebody had to pay for their exit this
Now,
year.
listen, he's the owner. He cuts the checks. If he's angry, he's angry.
For sure.
But let's not all just say it's Stan Bowman's fault, because it isn't. Stan Bowman has a boss. Jeff Jackson has a boss. Do I think those two are competent? No. But both of those people have bosses. And it's Daryl Cates, the owner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Yep.
Everything online I see, guys, you got to throw Cates' name in there way more than you do. If you don't like this, talk to the boss. Just talk to the boss. Space Cow in the chat. There's going to be a mutiny in Edmonton.
It's gonna get weird.
Dude, you're going to see agents get free and easy with some of these leaks now, especially with current Oilers. You're going to see it.
Wow.
I didn't think they were going to free him up.
Not today.
No.
Not this quickly.
Well, no, I thought a decision was going to happen quickly, but I didn't think they would do it. I didn't think the NHL would put this cat amongst the pigeons again. I didn't.
Somebody in the chat had mentioned it. Is it because Quenneville and Bowman are back? Like they kind of had to do it eventually?
I just didn't know what else was out there, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because listen, the NHL, if there's nothing else out there besides the phone thing and Mike Babcock's a jackass, those are not legally binding issues.
Right.
They're not. The Quenneville thing, different story.
That's true.
The Bowman thing, different story.
And that's what I'm saying. Because they let those guys back.
But I just didn't. But like on face value, you're right. Like it wasn't enough to keep him out of the league. I just didn't know what else could surface. I didn't know.
And could there still be stuff? Again, the NHL.
I'm telling you, dude. If there's a pissed off person out there with a story to tell, outlets will give them a platform. 100%.
This is when stuff really comes out.
For those just kind of diving in, a quick reset here. The National Hockey League have given the green light for Mike Babcock to join the Oilers as head coach. They investigated 2023 in Columbus and the phone photo roll thing, and there was really nothing there legally. So the NHL, who I'm convinced is not happy with this at all either, because at the end of the day, I think what fans need to realize is, like, if the NHL says no, Babcock can, like, fight them in court on it because he has all that Leaf money sitting there. And what argument will the NHL make? Like, what can you make? Like, think about it like through the NHL's lens. Like, I know it's tough sometimes, but think about it through the NHL's lens. What did he do? He was mean and weird once. Like, those are not. Bring that out in a court of law and see how far it gets you with a judge.
That's what I was going to say. It's all what you can prove,
or an arbitrator, or whoever. Yeah. Like, that's not a real thing in law. He was mean to me. Okay, that's great. That's not legally binding, but okay, that's fine.
So,
hold on, Jith in the chat. Imagine Mitch came out with something. Hey, listen, this Vegas Oiler thing might not be over. This Vegas Oiler thing might not be over, man. I'm telling you. I find it hard to believe some of the stuff that's already come to the surface. All the Babcock stories are already out. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Will they come to light? I'm not sure, but I have my suspicions. Sorry, Azel, did you see something there?
No, I'm just seeing somebody from Edmonton saying, as far as pressers go, nothing today from the Oilers. A quote, nothing today, but I don't know what that is.
Who was that?
Just somebody I know out in Edmonton. I got a source.
Oh, you got a source in Edmonton. Say hi to Bob Stauffer for me.
I don't know. That's
okay. That's huge news, man.
It is big.
That is massive.
And puts Edmonton on. Oh boy.
Edmonton's hiring him. Like, it's over.
They have to.
They're hiring him. I'm stunned, but they're hiring him. He's yours now, Edmonton. I can't wait for that press conference in Edmonton with Mike Babcock.
It's going to be something.
Wow.
It's hard to fund me to send Steve Simmons down there.
You think if he thinks he's going to shake off Mark Spector and Ryan Rishaug and these guys in Edmonton,
seriously,
with we're going to keep that in the past and I'm excited about the opportunity. Nope. Mike, you're in for it, brother. You are in for it.
I think some national people go down there and are at that press conference too.
I think someone from the Nationals down there. I think someone from CTV News is down there. I think this is a news event.
That's a news story. Yep.
Because
I'm with you.
Because Mike Babcock, at the end of the day, is fascinating because he's kind of strange, and the fact that a Canadian organization would go all in with Connor McDavid 1 foot out the door, that is one of the great stories you're going to find. How desperate is Connor McDavid and Daryl Cates? How desperate are they?
I think
again, the length of the contract is going to be everything to me. I can't wait to see this.
Will we find that out? Yeah, it's interesting.
100% we're going to find that out. That's like half the story. How long is the commitment? Because if it's let's say it's a 6-year deal for Babcock. I don't think it will be. Let's say it's a 6-year deal, and it goes to hell within 3 months. They're already paying Chris Knobloch for a 3-year contract. They're not going to let Babcock go unless something really strange takes place. And McDavid looking at free agents is going to be like, do I want to be here with this guy?
Yeah.
We're all working under the pretense that like McDavid and Draisaitl get along with him. They don't know him. It's pretty naive from the Oilers, I have to say. Like, there's a level.
Definitely.
I'm not surprised by Daryl Cates or Jeff Jackson or Stan Bowman. the stars of that team, considering who they've probably spoken to look the other way on it is really, really naive. Because let's remember, listen, even when Babcock was a Leaf, just from a coaching standpoint, never mind the weird stuff, from a coaching standpoint, no Leaf was sad to see Babcock get fired on that road trip. No Leaf was
No.
Austin Matthews was not shedding a single tear.
Of course, no.
Just from a hockey sense, they were done with him. The ice time didn't make sense. None of it made sense. So it's not just like how eccentric he is. That's not what we're talking about with Mike Babcock. From a hockey point of view, this also can go really sour really fast because he's overcooked. And he's been overcooked since winning that cup in 08.
And when you start hearing players don't want to come here because of him, like that's what I mean. Like, did they just ask guys on the team who are just like, yeah, sure, why not? Bring them here. And now people don't want to go there. People want out, maybe. Like,
it's true. Be right in the chat. Be interesting what Glenn Healy's opinion is of him. Yeah.
It's a good point.
People close to the PA.
Yeah.
The alumni. That would be really interesting.
Talk about having to do due diligence now. It does. I'm wondering when the NHLPA puts out a statement.
Oh, that's got to be soon. Like I think you bring up a really good point, and I think it has to be soon. Could be worse in the chat. In fairness, the Leafs tune out every coach. It's true. It's a good point. Noom 12 in the chat. A tribute video for Babcock in Toronto.
I saw that. I did see that. Huh.
Oh, that's great.
Oh man.
Dude, listen, and I know good tickets might be available on the secondary markets for this game. Part of me wants to take a road trip to Columbus for the Oilers Blue Jackets game. If this comes to pass. I'm kind of interested in this. Richard in the chat. Babcock, 5 gold medals. Yep.
Yeah.
Most Canadians who dress for Canada get a gold medal. I'm just letting you know.
Especially back then.
Not right now.
What years were those?
Not now.
Yeah, not now.
But back
then.
then.
Back then, for sure.
Cassie in the chat. Laugh all you want. You have Babcock's former assistant as your new head coach in Toronto.
It's a great point, too.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Have we exhausted this, Azzo? Is there anything else? Check one more time on the PA.
I did.
Nothing, eh?
No.
Nothing on the PA?
And sounds like
no
Oilers,
statement from the
nothing.
NHLPA on Mike Babcock coming back potentially with Edmonton. NHL has cleared him. Wow.
It'll be interesting
apparently
to see how long they wait.
Did Freed just tweet something before we dive off this?
Let me check.
Just check it quickly for us, please.
Now that the league has cleared Mike Babcock, word is the Oilers will formally begin the process of hiring him, contract negotiations, etc. Assuming no snags, timeline appears to be early next week.
It's done. Yeah, it's done. Mike Babcock's going to coach the Edmonton Oilers. Holy cow!
Wow.
Oh, doctor. Oh, brother.
Now,
I
the Oilers become that team a lot of teams take runs at now for different reasons.
So Slosh Hogger in the chat told me Freed just tweeted.
Yeah.
Slosh Hogger's now spiking football, saying,
yeah, nice.
Slosh Hogger passing. I got you, Sid. Appreciate
I
you.
like that.
I appreciate
Change
you.
your handle. We'll read that.
The great thing about, again, it's Azzo and I in this room, like we're doing a bunch of stuff, so stuff will slip through, and we appreciate a heads up if you can give us a heads up.
Totally. Wow. That's one thing I wasn't expecting today.
Okay. Are we good with this for now? Because I want to scrum surf
of course.
Jim Hiller and John Chayka.
Yep.
Again, they did this over Zoom. The first time talking to the media for Jim Hiller as head coach was not in person. I don't think that's a coincidence after 2 disastrous news conferences by the Toronto Maple Leafs in a row.
But you're right to point that out. What's supposed to be a historic franchise.
Disasters.
Their 41st coach, where we're still counting them, should be in person. Like, if you're the center of the hockey universe,
yes,
not introducing your coach in person seems weird to me.
It seems weird to me as well. Now, the other thing I want you to notice here, and I've cut up the visuals so you know when it happens. I'm not a body language expert, But John Chayka sips a lot of water in this press conference. Like, I believe 7 times, I think is the number. I might be wrong. Count for me if you're watching the show here. But I believe constantly sipping water in a professional environment can be a sign of stress. John Chayka does this a lot when Jim Hiller is talking or when a question is being asked of Jim Hiller. So we're going to scrum surf. We have the whole 20 minutes here yesterday. Jim Hiller, the new head coach of the Leafs, and John Chayka, the GM, spoke to the media on Zoom. I can't believe it was Zoom. I'm stunned. That's how they played it. This is as nervous as I've heard and seen John Chayka. John Chayka had a pre-prepared statement off the front. And one of the things he said specifically was towards his players. I've rarely heard a GM at a press conference talk directly to his players as if he hasn't spoken to them in a while. This was a little odd to me. So we're going to play this right off the front. Azzo and I will stop it when warranted and comment. Again, this was Jim Hiller and John Chayka yesterday. John Chayka, first voice you hear.
Everyone for joining. First, I'd like to welcome Jim, his wife, and their family back to Toronto. This is a city that cares deeply about hockey, but more importantly, I think it cares deeply about the people who represent it. Last night, I was at the Marlies game. What stood out to me wasn't just the quality of play. It was the connection, the investment, the pride. I thought you could feel the love that people have for this organization at every level. So I'd like to thank our fans. Their expectations are high because their commitment is high. And we never lose sight of the responsibility that comes with representing this crest. To our players, this decision was made with you in mind. We didn't hire to satisfy a narrative or check a box. We hired based on what we believed would be best to support your growth, both individually and collectively. We hired someone who can create an environment where people are challenged, where accountability and trust can coexist, and where players have the opportunity to maximize their abilities. And ultimately, our success will be determined by your development, your cohesion, your willingness to pursue something larger than yourselves. And we truly believe Jim is the best person to do that.
We didn't make this hire to fill out a narrative or check a box. There was no narrative because you talked to everybody.
Yeah.
There was no constant theme to who you were talking to. But like the fact that he made a statement directly to players as if he hasn't spoken to a player in a while, I thought was a little wild.
Right?
Right?
I said that. I'm like, did he just say that? Like to the players?
To our players.
This was done for you?
How about to the fans? You want to talk to the fans once in a while? Hey, Leafs, want to talk to the fans once in a while? Might want to start one day. Might want to start.
It also sounds to me, again, you've pointed this out. Do they know what direction they're going in? Like with no narrative, kind of means direction to me.
I don't. That was wild. Go ahead.
Think about Jim's fit with our organization. I think it starts with alignment about standards, alignment around development, and alignment around the daily habits that ultimately will determine whether a team reaches its potential. Jim understands that sustainable success isn't built through anything he says. It's built through consistency. It's built through clarity. It's built through relationships. His values, his approach, his vision for how a team should function fit naturally with what we are trying to build here. And today is an important step, but only a step. The work begins now, and we're excited to move forward together. So welcome, Jim, and happy to pass it off to Jim.
Oh, great. Thanks for that, John. Well, first of all, from my perspective, I'd like to thank John, Matz, Keith Pelly at MLSE, and ownership for giving me what is, an opportunity of a lifetime. It really is. I'm a BC boy. I'm not an Ontario boy. I'm a BC boy. I grew up sitting on the couch with my dad with my greatest memories of hockey, watching the Leafs and watching the Canadians clear across Canada, hockey night in Canada, the greatest memories that you could take forward. And so someday being able to sit in this chair and represent this organization, I can't tell you how much pride I have in that.
If you're not a Toronto kid, I don't care where you're from.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear.
Shouldn't matter.
And John Chayka, for the listening audience, took his first sip of water.
It's an interesting thing
immediately
to
when Jim Hiller started speaking.
Yeah.
First sip of water.
Now, before I go too far, there's so many connections with the Leafs and the Leafs history, and I have many of them. But there's one that really jumped out at me, and that's Cliff Fletcher. When I first joined the Maple Leafs as an assistant coach, we went to Halifax for our first training camp. And myself and DJ Smith was an assistant coach. We got sitting with Cliff one night, and we ended up spending a little more time after dinner. And DJ and I, over the years, have referenced that as one of the greatest nights in hockey. Just listening to Cliff share himself with us, tell stories, get to see the person, the humility and the caring and the pride he had in the Leafs is a night, again, we reference and we'll never forget. We'll never forget. So I know there's been a little bit of time passed, but it just brings a huge smile to my face and warms my heart to think about Cliff Fletcher and the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I just wanted to mention that because I think he really embodies what we're all trying to do and be here with the Leafs. So on the next topic, I'm sure this is going to get brought up. And so I want to just talk a little bit about my philosophy on the team, on coaching. And where I believe the biggest impact the coach can have is guiding the spirit of the team. I think it's the most important, the foundation of any team is how the spirit strengthens and grows during a season. And to me, everybody who's involved and can touch the team in certain ways.
So he's a spirit gardener. Jim Hiller is a spirit gardener. Like he believes it's about spirit.
I wanted a spirit
I
counter.
believe successful coaches do one thing. They defend a lead. You have one job as a coach in any sport. Because there are days your team shows up, they don't have it. The other team's just better. That's sports. I don't think it's spirit. I think you just need to defend a lead. I don't understand that spirit line. This is where I started to go off the rails very quickly with this.
Yes.
Because I started to hear garbage that didn't matter. And if the spirit of the Toronto Maple Leafs is broken, I got news for you. By watching that team for 8 seconds and hearing them talk more off the ice, that room is broken. And unless you move people out, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
No Jim Hiller spirit monster is going to fix it. It's a useless word. And the fact that he pulled it out that quickly is concerning. It doesn't matter.
I agree.
It is a useless phrase in professional sports. Spirit.
It was the first thing we went to. Not even
Get
talent
outta
on
here.
this team.
The
Nothing.
Spirit of
And especially after coming off this season we just saw. There was a lot of times this team showed no spirit, culture, whatever you want to call it. So for that to be what's going to grow on this team throughout the year, good luck retooling the spirit.
Look for a spirit team to be roaming around Scotiabank Arena in the lower bowl.
More Simon Says.
Try and get more. We got spirit. How about you?
It's a weird word to say for this team.
Go on.
It's how the spirit strengthens and grows during a season. And to me, everybody who's involved and can touch the team in certain ways has some input and some influence on how that grows. The players, of course, have the greatest influence, but we outside that have to support that and understand that as that grows, the team grows.
So wait, is he saying the players are going to run the team? That's not his job?
Again, he's going down the road of we all take ownership.
But everybody has input?
Yep.
No, that's not what we need, dude. That's not what the Leafs
Well,
need.
apparently, according to John Chayka, everyone has input. The chefs, masseuses, everybody. He's going to say masseuses here in a second. I'm not kidding. This press conference lost me early. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It lost me early. I hear there's nothing tangible in this. There is nothing inspiring in this. There is nothing I haven't heard before. Like, there are elements of yesterday's availability with Jim Hiller. Like, Craig Berube had more personality.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're
Craig
right.
Berube. Go ahead.
And so that's where a lot of our emphasis will be in just recreating, reigniting, and growing and strengthening the spirit of the hockey team. And I think that when you leave the dressing room with that translates directly onto the ice. And what does that look like? We could go into 1,000 different areas of the game that might look like. But for me, the simplest one is skating, because I believe skating is the first chain in competing. And so when you get on the ice and you're skating, and when I say skating, it's up, it's back, it's there, it's quick.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay. Oh, hold on.
We're not gonna make it through this.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on, Azzo. Hold on.
Spirit and skating. We're going to go through the 3 S's.
Did the new head coach of the Maple Leafs tell me skating is important?
In hockey? In hockey.
In hockey.
Yes. Yes, he did. He did. The most important thing. You have to be on skates to play hockey.
Like, how many minutes are we into this presser?
5.
5. For 5 minutes into this, there are 2 guys sitting there who should not be in those positions. And you know it. I've had a lot of people give me flack for my negativity. In your quiet moments, you agree with me. You don't have to say it in the chat. You don't have to say it online, social media. You don't. I know you agree with me.
We said it when
I'm not stupid. I know you agree with me. You are so scared to say it publicly and admit that your franchise has failed you again, but they have. It's not my fault. I'm here to support you. You've suffered enough. I believe Leaf fans have suffered enough. I wish none of this upon you. Some of you are smarter than others, but I wish none of this upon you. Your new head coach told you it's about spirit and skating, while the GM sits there completely hydrated. John Chayka had a FIFA World Cup hydration break a lot in this press conference. Lots of hydration breaks for John Chayka. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Yeah, like
oh my God.
We said this was uninspiring
Oh
when
my
the announcement was made. You can't listen to that and be more inspired. It's so basic.
But I'm glad he went there. I didn't think hockey was about skating. Honestly, I was going back and forth on this for a long time. Like, is it after watching the Leafs play last year? This sport isn't about skating, is it?
But to your point, wasn't that all Berube wanted? Everybody skate back. Everybody skate back, and there was no offense.
I don't think. I got to be honest with you. By the end, I don't think Berube knew what Berube wanted.
Yeah, it's fair.
He completely lost the plot. Go ahead.
It's as quick and hard as you can do things. That's how you start to know that your hockey team and the spirit of your team is starting to grow. So never mind the offensive structure, the defensive structure, all those will be in place. They're a byproduct of the spirit and then skating of your hockey.
Okay.
Did he say spirit like 6-7 times in that opening statement?
I'm trying to think what the shirt's going to say with spirit of the Maple Leafs or something.
The spirit that unites us all. That's the new slogan for the Leafs.
The history of spirit.
Spirit.
In spirit, we won the Stanley Cup.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Dude, I can't. Like, spirit.
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 The chat is losing its mind on this. I don't know how many of you folks heard this. I'm glad we're playing it. Go ahead.
So we can talk more about that in more detail as time goes by, but I just wanted to make sure that I was really clear on that's the emphasis of where I see the challenge of the coach. And finally, when John called me quite a while ago, I got off the phone and my wife said, "Who was that?" I said, "It's John Chayka, is the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs." And she went, "Oh no, the media." And I said to her, "No, I know those people. I've been there. Those are all really nice people." So with that, I will open it up for questions.
That's nice.
I would like to remind everyone that there are Leaf fans who wouldn't know assistants on this team if they ran them over with their car. When you're an assistant coach with the Leafs, you don't matter in this town. Mm-hmm. I hate to break it to you. You might matter to Austin Matthews because of the power play numbers and William Nylander and guys getting their stats. How many Leaf fans can pick out Mike Van Ryan right now? How many? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. When you're an assistant in this town, don't think you know anything about handling the media because you're not in the hot seat. That is one of the most naive comments I've heard from anyone in a long time. And remember, when he was the coach for one full season with LA, because for 2 other seasons it was half a year. He was an interim in one, he got fired in the other. He was a coach in LA for one full season. He snapped on people down there when there were 2 cameras in the room, sometimes less, because no one cares about that hockey team down there. But he knows how to handle the media in Toronto. They're nice people. Jesus Christ.
This just screams to me.
Jesus Christ.
You see how he got the job? Because he just played to all the hits. Like, okay, people are attacking the Toronto media. I'm going to go in there and say they're nice.
They're nice folks. He has gift baskets like Michael Scott for everyone. A gift basket will help everything. Please continue this.
Oh, my God.
Please. Jays are at 135.
I'll take it from there. Mark Masters, TSN. We'll go to you first.
Thanks for that, Jim. Question is for John. It was a long process. It was an exhaustive process. What stood out the most to you about Jim? What convinced you he was the right man for the job more than anything?
Yeah, I think exactly what you said is, we took our time. We cast a very wide net. We ended up spending time with over 25 coaches when it was all said and done. Everyone from proven Stanley Cup winners that have been in the league for a long time and been with multiple organizations to players that were recently retired to European candidates, major junior college, and everything in between. And I think what was really clarifying through that process is when we got down to it, just the layers of Jim's knowledge, the layers of his experiences, his experience in the market, his knowledge of some of the players and the organization and what makes it tick. And I think just when we got through that process, it just created a lot of conviction that he was the right person at the right time with the right group, hopefully. And, again, I think we think about it. We want an extension of our front office. We want no space between the coaches and the front office. And we think Jim gives us the best chance to do that. I think Jim's, a breadth of experiences to leverage the resources we have here to get the most out of the group, I think is another, defining feature that really shone through. And then, he was just very precise and specific with his plan and how he saw this team, getting to the next level. So I think the culmination of all those things gave us a lot of conviction on Jim.
A couple things. One, a big statement there from John Chayka about wanting zero daylight between the coaching staff and the upper management. They want to be shoulder to shoulder. He feels like he can control Jim Hiller because Jim Hiller didn't cost anything, and he's lucky to get the job.
Thank you. Yep.
That's the first thing. But if I'm John Chayka, I also, to be fair to John, I want that too. I don't want some Craig Berube running around doing whatever he wants with no thought process. I don't want that either. If we're all going to go down with the ship, let's at least have the same plan.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is fair.
Secondly, John Chayka is doing something that would pass in Phoenix, but is not going to pass in this city. He keeps telling everyone they interviewed a bunch of people, but Jim Hiller was the right person. In Phoenix, they don't care about that statement. We're smarter up here than that.
It's true. Yep.
He doesn't know that yet. John Chayka doesn't know that yet. He will. Pelly tried the same thing in his pressers. That's why he's not doing pressers anymore.
Sure.
They do not think the fan base of this team is that bright. That is a Phoenix Coyotes play to keep telling people you interviewed a bunch of folks and landed on Jim Hiller. That might get you through a media scrum in Phoenix with 2 reporters. The hockey community up here is a little different and a bit more nuanced than that. And John Chayka hasn't figured that out yet. He will. He will. He needs to stop saying how many people he talked to and thought this was the best candidate. That's not true. He's the one who was the cheapest you could control, who Austin liked. All bad reasons to hire a coach. All bad reasons.
100%.
Anything else on that, Ezra?
Everybody in the chat's just letting us know that the NHLPA statement.
We'll get to that. I want to get through this.
Yeah,
we're going to get to the statement
but I've got
afterwards.
the statement. I see all your comments. Thank you very much. We got it. It's from CJ.
Let's get through this, and then we'll get to the statement.
No, but you're bang on. It's about controlling them. Not a guy like Cassidy. Not a guy like Wah who would fight you, tell you what to do. You can be on the same page with this guy. Obviously, it's about the spirit of the team and what they see.
Okay, time's of the essence here, Azo. Let's get going.
Thank you, Mark. Next, we'll go to Dave McCarthy, NHL.com. Go ahead, Dave.
Thanks, Chris. Question for you, Jim. You talked about growing the spirit of the team and how you consider that to be such an important part of having success and establishing a standard. The best teams tend to be the ones that have that standard and play to it, but easier said than done. How do you go about trying to establish a standard and trying to get the buy-in for the way in which you feel the team needs to play through how you, I guess, conduct your business on a day-to-day basis? How difficult is that?
It's what the job is in my mind. There's many facets to it. So, how do you get that accomplished? It doesn't just happen. Well, I shouldn't say that. There'll be a certain spirit. Every year there's a certain level of spirit, but how do you try to grow it? Those are, the coaching tools that you have. It's the communication, it's the relationships, it's defining very clearly for everybody what the standards are. It's when people reach milestones in their game, whether it's offensively or defensively within a game, it's celebrating those milestones. There's a whole bunch that goes into it. There's not 1, 2, or 3 or 4 things, but really it's making sure that is very clear, and it's also celebrated. It has to be celebrated. The game has to be fun. And I think when you do start to do things, you stack them on top of each other. And once you start feeling the success, when everybody's doing it together in certain ways, whether that's out of your comfort zone from what you're used to a little bit or not, I just start to think the spirit just naturally starts to grow, and everybody feels it. Everybody who's been on a winning team, everybody who's had maybe more success than teams or people might thought they have, they feel that. They know it. They know that feeling of this was special for some reason, and this year maybe wasn't as special for some reason. It could be a lot of times the same group of players, but it changes year to year. So the job is set it, celebrate it, and help it grow.
Again, he said spirit like 3 or 4 times in that, right?
6 maybe. And the spirit is to have fun.
Chris in the chat, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, so much.
I have no idea what he's talking about. This was one of the stranger ones I've heard in a while. Like Pelly made more sense than this. At least you can kind of zone in on what Pelly was trying to talk about.
Yeah.
He was talking about Habs prospects and Sabres prospects they talked about in deals, and AI and analytics. Okay.
And personal milestones being celebrated? Like what was that?
What is that?
I thought it was about the team.
Is he talking about when Tavares hit the milestone in Chicago
or
during
Austin?
Remember he had a crazy milestone during a Jays World Series game or something like that? And no one cared.
maybe.
It was during like a blowout in Columbus or something like that. And no one, do you remember that game?
I do, kind of.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
No one cared, but it was also like a blowout and the Jays won. So of course no one cared.
We're not trying to win. We're trying to hit milestones in every game and celebrate those because we're not going to win.
Oh my God.
What is he? A lot of people. Chris Betty, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah,
Okamoto
I know.
Dragon.
I just read that one.
So much spirit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. There's a lot. They're not done. Go ahead, Ezo. Play it out.
Thank you, Dave. Next, we'll go to Arun Srinivasan from the Nation Network. Go ahead, Arun.
All right. Hey, Jim, first of all, congratulations on taking the job. A lot has been made about tactics.
They don't care if you congratulate them on anything, just so we're clear. I've been in enough scrums in my life. I've been in enough press conferences. Don't congratulate people. They don't know you. They do not care about you.
But Sid, the
Stop
Toronto media
doing
is
that.
so nice.
You look,
Toronto
but
media's
it
nice.
looks small
I know,
time.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
It's crazy.
It looks small time.
It's crazy.
Go ahead.
There's been a lot of curiosity about the 1-3-1 you employed in Los Angeles. I'm just curious, maybe what your tactical style is like for those who don't know, and how much you think your tactics differ from Craig Berube.
What are you like as a coach?
Yeah.
Here we go with a question.
Please tell me something.
What are you like as a coach? Clearly, this is the moment. The coach who played a 1-3-1 that drove people mad in Los Angeles, drove players to run out of that locker room. Clearly, this is the moment Jim Hiller explains who he's going to be like as a Leafs coach. Here we go.
Well, I think, there are, I would call them relatively subtle, different tactics or systems throughout the league, but they're mostly pretty subtle. I think there's a pretty standard template across the league that all coaches play with, and I don't believe in the end, that necessarily that one is better than the other. I think really, and I'll draw it right back to the spirit of the team and the commitment. Anybody who does everything together and feels good about it, I think there's room to play different styles within that. That's not the job one. Job one is to be able to get the team to play and thrive and to be excited about playing whatever style and system there is. So, I've done a bunch of different things. I've coached with coaches who've tried things just a little bit differently, and we'll experiment with all of that. But I don't think I could tell you exactly what this system we're going to play and this system at this point. We're early. We're going to have lots of discussions. But we'll have a style of play, I think, that the players will be excited to play, and I think that's the most important.
Okay. No three putting in the chat. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is the new slogan for the Leafs. A couple things. One, apparently to Jim Hiller doesn't really have a system right now. Amazing. Two, he then says, and we're talking about the Leafs, we need players to be excited regardless what the system is. Yeah, they were thrilled with Berube's system last year, weren't they? Thrilled. William Nylander is going to be thrilled about whatever system you play. I have no doubt. Also, I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Either do I. The only thing, if I'm going to play devil's advocate here, the only thing I can say is it because they're trying to turn over the roster a lot. They know they need new players
but
in and players out.
But the Nylanders of the world aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, no, it's true.
That's your problem.
It's true. And Austin, your captain, has had his 2 worst seasons in the last 2 years. How are you going to bring him back to life?
I don't know.
Tell us something.
Apparently a coach from 2017, 18, 19 that they had fun with apparently is the answer.
They got to play together.
Sure.
No, he should be called a player general manager because it seems like he's just there to generally manage players.
Very true.
He's there just to manage the players.
Go ahead, bro.
Next, we'll go to David Alter from the Hockey News. Go ahead, David.
Hey, Jim. Congrats on the new job. I've heard you talk in the past about the mental and emotional component of the game. I'm wondering how you feel that will serve you going into this time around as a head coach in a more pressurized hockey market.
Well, sorry, I'm going to make sure my phone doesn't go off there. I think having been in Toronto already, I think will help for sure. Now, I wasn't, the guy who had to talk to the media every day, but I certainly paid attention and watched and learned and met a lot of you folks along the way. So that experience.
For those watching on YouTube, X, or Facebook, these stills I've put in of Chayka sipping water are all different stills. It's not the same still. Anytime I put one in there, it's when he actually took a gulp. So it's an accurate representation of what was going on in the other Zoom box during Jim Hiller answers. Just so we're clear.
Smart water, so he's smart.
It's analytics water.
Having been there, I think will really help. And I just think, and I said this to my wife, and I'm not trying to oversimplify, but when you're a coach in the NHL, you before the game and after the game, you talk to the media. There's a microphone, and whether there's 3 microphones or there's 15 microphones, 3 cameras or 15 cameras, you've got to answer the same questions. So it's bigger. There's more volume of media. There's no question. But I think how you approach it, your honesty, your relationships with you folks, that doesn't change. So I know it's a big job and it's a big market, but it's not something that I think that I'm going to personally have to change much to deal with.
This guy has no idea what's coming.
For a guy not wanting to be general, it seems like a lot of general statements.
Lot of general.
Doesn't want to overgeneralize it, but it's all general stuff.
I didn't think the next head coach of the Leafs would be a worse clip than Berube. It might have just happened. I think Jim Hiller might be a worse quote. Because he's like, if you thought Berube wasn't going to challenge Matthews or Nylander publicly, look at this guy operate.
Yeah.
Like, wait for this. Oh, my holy God.
I had a buddy text me. I think it's Gibby, but less fun. Because he's just there for the players.
I don't know what this means. Jack in the chat. 2 turntables and a microphone. Oh, that made me laugh.
It says groundbreaking ideas. Talking to the media after the game.
Thanks, Tips.
Yeah.
I had to explain to my family the following. As a coach in the NHL, you got to talk to media before the game and after the game. Mind blown.
And wasn't the question how you're going to deal with this market differently? Or what?
That was the question. Correct, Azo. Here we go.
Thank you, David. Next, we'll go to Luke Fox from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Luke.
Congratulations, Jim. This team has a couple superstars in their prime in Austin and Willie. And I'm just wondering how much, if any, conversation either you or John had with them about this hire during the process, immediately after, and Jim, how you expect to maximize those guys' offense.
Well, I'll go first, and then I haven't talked to them at all. I think, as you guys know, this has been a relatively tight process, and I think we've kept that very, very tight as far as talking to just keeping it between a very small group of people. I look forward to talking to them. There's no question. You guys know that I spent a lot of time with those guys when they were breaking into the league as young players. I have great respect for them. I love to see how they've matured and evolved and everything they've accomplished in the game so far since I've left them. And I'm sure I'll be getting to them very, very soon.
Yeah, I would just add, more broadly, every candidate we had, we spoke to as many people as we could. So, between current players, if the coach was currently coaching, former players, equipment managers, massage therapists, basically anyone that would return a call.
Massage therapist.
As we talked to as many people as we could. Again,
massage
not
therapist.
Your players.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What's going on?
Is Jim Hiller like a deep thigh rub? Like, what do you like the massage? Like, what are you getting from that?
How many are there that are still there that were there when he was here with Babcock?
I know what he's saying. Like, listen,
Yeah.
employees of teams are employees of teams. You hear things, you see things. Like, I think all information is welcome. But, like, clearly John Chayka has spoken to Nylander and Matthews about this, got the okay, and that's all they wanted.
But to your point
that's
earlier,
all they wanted.
his crutch, everybody has a crutch sometimes when they speak. His crutch is we talked to as many people as we could.
Needs to stop doing that.
He did it again.
You can't make these types of decisions and say we spoke to, like, everybody. Please tell me you didn't.
That wasn't the right answer for this question.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Let's continue, Azza.
Oh, then I didn't play.
To get a background on the candidate, and Jim was no different. And again, what separated Jim was clear that the players that had been around him, really valued who he is as a person. They really felt like they could trust he had their back. They felt like he was committed to making them the best versions of themselves, and that he was a coach that was going to be player centric, but also a coach the coach. He pushed. He wanted the best out of people, and he was creating an environment that brought that out. So again, that wasn't just specific to Jim in terms of the diligence, but with Jim as well, it was a similar approach.
Well, there he said the quiet part out loud.
He did, 100%.
The players trust Jim Hiller because he was the fun power play guy, and it was good times.
So who's he talking about?
I mean, let's be honest here.
There's two guys,
here's what I love.
three.
Here's what I love about the Leafs situation and the Oilers situation. The superstars can't hide anymore.
Right.
They are making the decisions.
Yep. And they're letting them.
Don't give me this garbage that they're not. Because their agents will come out and fight it. Nope. No. We know. We're aware. The hirings that are actually like what we're seeing in plain sight is pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try and piss on our head and tell us it's raining. The star players in Canadian markets are calling every shot. McDavid's been doing this for years. Half his inner circle is running in the Oilers. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a shock. I like how Chayka said that finally. Took a while. Took a lot of sips of water, but he finally got there.
And really,
finally got there.
The players who were here when he was last year, there's only a couple of them, and they're those two guys.
Exactly.
3 maybe, if you count Morgan.
Here we go.
Thank you, Luke. Next, we'll go to Terry Cochan from the Toronto Sun. Go ahead, Terry.
Oh, come on, Terry.
I think you're muted there, Terry.
Terry, turn on your mic.
Right. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that, Jim. Congratulations. Your Kings in the 3 years you were there, really good defensive numbers. Not so much how do you apply that to the Leafs now, but to what degree does that the blue line specifically have to be reshaped, if you will, so you can get the most?
What were the Kings' playoff defensive numbers, out of curiosity? No one brings that up, eh?
No.
Funny. Weird. Go on.
And are you anticipating that these types of changes will come before you can apply what you want to do properly in camp?
Well, it's relatively early here, I think, in the process for me. What I would say is, Leafs take this season, just go back a season, they played some really good hockey. And I think a lot of the same players that played on that team are currently on the roster, and they played extremely well. I remember playing them. We had great games against them. So So I just think it's really early, and I think, we have to take just a little step back and say there's some really good hockey players in that locker room. You mentioned Austin and Willie, a couple of stars in the league. There's no question, but you can go up and down and see some tremendous players in there, guys who've played a lot of years, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. There's leadership, and who've accomplished a lot as individuals in the game so far. So, it'll run its course, and there'll be conversations, and John will explain to me what he can and can't do. But I'm not here to tear up the roster, and there's good players there, and they've shown that in the league.
Thank you, Terry. Next, we'll go to Kevin LeGrand from the Toronto Star. Go ahead, Kevin.
Jim, good to see you again. I remember you in Halifax. You were yelling so much you were hoarse, and you could barely talk to us after some of the practices and games.
Oh, that's right. I did that for Babs. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that. Yeah, we've had our relationship.
Yeah, I'm sure Jim remembered the time he yelled once. I like Kev. That's a completely unnecessary anecdote. Completely unnecessary. Nobody cares.
I'm curious. One quick question and one longer question. The quick question is, what's the status of the returning or under contract still assistant coaches? And the longer question for Jim, how do you use data? I know you're a data guy. How do you integrate that into coaching or to tactics or whatever that might be?
Yeah, sure. As far as the status of assistant coaches currently, I've got to talk to everybody, and that John and I have been talking about that. I've got to get numbers, and I'll work on that as soon as we get through today. That'll be part of my next step, and we'll just see where everything goes. As far as using data, information, analytics, I don't know what the right word for any of that is. I am.
Hold on. I've been told by a few people in this market since the shock of a hiring, he's an analytics guy.
Didn't he start a company?
Started a company. By the way, today I started another analytics company. I started one yesterday. I started another one today. I think both are going to take off. Does that sound like, can you rewind that for like 5 seconds?
Yeah.
Does that sound like an analytically driven coach who doesn't even know how to pronounce it properly?
Right.
Did anyone else pick up on that?
Yeah, no, you're right.
I lied. We're going to 2:00. Maybe past that.
I think we are too.
I think you're right.
Yeah, let's go.
But if I heard this yesterday, and I was like, wait a second. Mr. Out of nowhere, Jim Hiller, an analytics coach, doesn't know how to pronounce it properly. Yeah. Let's listen to that again.
Data guy, how do you integrate that into coaching or to tactics or whatever that might be?
Yeah, sure. As far as the status of assistant coaches currently, I've got to talk to everybody, and that John and I have been talking about that. I've got to get numbers, and I'll work on that as soon as we get through today. That'll be part of my next step, and we'll just see where everything goes. As far as using data, information, analytics, I don't know what the right word for any of that is. I am very open to it. I've long thought that as difficult of a game that we play.
Jack in the chat, I don't really know what spirit word to use for data. But he just said he's open to it. So he's never really done it, is really the point.
That's
right?
basically what he just told you. Yeah.
Basically, here's the deal. The Leafs under Craig Berube sent him an analytics email every morning. He threw it in the trash. He kept his joke of the day email, trashed the analytics email. They just now have a coach who's going to open the email. Because there are businesses out there that can tell if you open an email or not.
No kidding.
So that's all this is. Are you going to open the analytics email our department sends to you? Sure, I'm open to it. That's all that is. Analytics my ass. Like Jim Hiller's an analytically driven anything.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that.
And again, if you started a company, you would know some of the phrasing, would you not? And be more open to, like, of course you should be open to it.
Yeah, especially if you want to get the job that you don't deserve. Yes, I'm open to anything.
Right?
I'm open to anything.
Oh my goodness.
And measure and try to understand a little bit better than maybe we have in the past is a challenge, but a worthy challenge. So I'm always looking and open to find more information to really inform us and to test and back test and think about and maybe just create a better discussion in the coaches room or the coaches in the management room ultimately to make a better bet on how, whether it's play style or player acquisition, whatever it might be, those really help to inform. And my experiences, they just help you have better discussions and point you in better directions. And I look forward to that because I believe that's also a strength of mine because I've had such an interest, and I know that John has with his background also. And I think that's something that's really easier for us to communicate about.
Okay, so I have a small problem because you knew this question was coming out by how much Keith Pelly and John Chayka have talked about analytics and data-driven. So maybe shouldn't you have figured out some phrasing before? Shouldn't you have prepared yourself for that question? Agreed.
Azo, I love you. We have other breaking news.
Oh, boy.
Vladdy hit a home run.
No, he didn't.
Guerrero Jr. hit a home run.
What?
Take another sip of water, John Chayka.
Let's go.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. now has earned that all-star spot at first base with 4 home runs this season.
None at home.
Vladdy. You know who did this? Betway did this.
Yeah, they sure did.
By the way, since we're here, Azo, great time of year.
Because Vladdy's hitting home runs.
Great time of year. Puck drops, tip-offs, first pitches. When the game is on, you call the shots. Head to betway.ca and bet your way. Must be 19 plus. Play responsibly.
They're in Boston, right? The short porch and anyways.
Whatever. It all counts. No, it was over the Monster, according to John in the chat.
There you go.
Over the Monster. All right. That's some good news. Back to the other news. Leafs press conference.
Thank you, Kevin. We'll take 2 more questions here. First, we'll go to Jonas Siegel from The Athletic. Go ahead, Jonas.
John, I was just wondering if you spoke to or attempted to speak to Bruce Cassidy during this process?
I would say I don't want to comment on every candidate, but certainly we were exhaustive in pursuing everybody. And through that process, as I said, it became very clear that
Bruce Cassidy was going to cost money. That's what became very clear. And Jim Hiller wasn't. And Austin likes him. So we're here now.
It is kind of funny to me where he keeps saying we talk to a lot of people. Well, did you talk to this person? I'm not going to talk to
them.
Right? Like,
you said at the Combine you've reached out to 50 coaches. You want to talk about one of them? No, that would be rude. Right? Now, to be fair to John Chayka, the coach who you just hired is sitting next to you in a big media room. Check that. Sitting next to you on Zoom in another box.
Yeah.
So it is kind of rude to Jim Hiller.
I do understand. This is our guy. We talked to everyone. We talked about
this is our guy that we cared so much about. We did a Zoom press conference.
You know why? Because he brings spirit to the team.
We got spirit. How about you? Go ahead.
Through his preparation, through his planning, through his knowledge of the market, we just felt like he was the best candidate amongst all of them.
Thank you, Jonas. And final question here. I believe Lance Hornby from the Toronto Sun.
Hi, Jim. I just wondered if I could ask you about the possibility or the probability you're going to inherit the first overall pick in a few days. I just wondered, whoever it is, how you feel about starting with such a big advantage there and your experience with some younger players, younger stars such as Matthews, Nylander, Marner, and how that may help you in this coming experience with the new roster.
Well, first of all, I have to tell you, and I was, at arm's length, but I was really excited when the Leafs won the draft lottery because I take it back to my time there, and I know what the odds are. And we were fortunate enough then to land Austin. I think it was 25% only at that time. This was significantly less. So what an exciting moment that was. It made me relive the draft lottery when Austin was the number 1 pick. So it's extremely exciting, not only for me, and I'm sure not only for John, but I think all of us who are a part of and love the Leafs. It's hard to get the generational talent players on your roster, and anytime you're picking at one, you got a great chance of doing that. So, and obviously, I look at Austin as a shining example of that and what he's done so far, and I'm sure he'll be there to support whoever gets.
All right, the ass kissing's done. I'm fine with it. Sean and the Yukon in the chat. If you guys ruin McKenna, the Yukon will invade Ontario.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was about 20 minutes of it. South Africa tie the game in Atlanta.
Come on.
Oh, Bafana.
Wow.
It's 1-1.
It's a great celebration.
Czechia are not looking good in this tournament.
No, not at all.
And they got some decent players. Few who just got relegated in England. But whatever. South Africa on the board. 1-1.
Showing spirit.
Back to the Leafs, and then we'll go back to Babcock. The Maple Leaf press conference, check that. The Maple Leafs Zoom press conference yesterday with John Chayka and new head coach Jim Hiller was awkward, uninspiring, weird, because you would think you would have an in-person press conference to unveil your coach if you were really proud of your coach. If this was your first choice, to not do it in human form in the same room is beyond me. And if the Toronto Maple Leafs have now gotten to the point where they're scared of having press conferences now in the flesh because the last two were such disasters, my holy God, what the future might have in store. John Chayka was nervous. John Chayka was not on terra firma. He was not on solid ground. Jim Hiller did not say anything tangible about his coaching style. The only thing I really drew from it is Nylander and Matthews like them some Jim Hiller. If that's important to you as a fan, then this press conference was good news. Here you go. I saw two people in that press conference in way over their head, who do not really understand the market. Jim Hiller was an assistant here for a while, but an assistant here is not a head coach. You really don't get the market that way. You're around the market. You're not in it. Jim Hiller is now in it as head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. I wanted to feel different about this. I don't. This, to me, is the same old with the Leafs in terms of trying to rationalize really safe decisions that cover up the real issue. And the real issue is there's something going on in that room that's not good and does not lead any franchise to a championship. Keep papering over the issues. Keep doing it. The core of this team is who we thought they were over and over again. Now, multiple head coaches, multiple administrations. We heard from a GM and a coach yesterday who loves the core. Good luck. Your thoughts on that, Azzo, before we wrap up the Jim Hiller portion
So I
of
got
the
a
show.
good, I got a bad, and I got an ugly.
Go ahead.
The good is these guys are going to be on the same page, obviously. They're going to just go hand
Which
in
part
hand.
of me likes.
Yes.
I
they
do
will
like
be,
that.
Because
Yes.
we just came from something that wasn't. Two, these stars are not going to have any more accountability than they've had in the past. Everybody was begging for them to take accountability when they hired Berube. Sorry, now I'm getting all confused. When they hired Berube, everybody was calling for accountability for these players. They're going to be running this ship now. That's the bad. The ugly is the roster is what it is. He doesn't have a tactical style that they can win with, and I don't know what they're going to do to try and turn it over. We'll have to wait and see on that. That's the one thing. Whatever Chayka can do with it, but I don't know how much he can do given all the no movements. The roster is the ugly part of all this. We saw how they played last year. And so with a guy with no tactic who are going to let the players run it, I don't know what they can do.
And scene. As mentioned earlier, we also talked about the breaking news today that the NHL will allow Mike Babcock to resume his coaching career after looking into the 2023 allegations in Columbus. The NHL put out a statement saying, despite Mike Babcock not being painted in a good light, there is nothing legally stopping him from pursuing his coaching career again. And reportedly, the Oilers are going to probably lock down this contract by late this week. Actually, it's Friday. By early next week. The days are running together, forgive me. What Azzo wondered out loud, and what was the relevant question, is how would the NHLPA feel about this, considering most of the league don't have a great opinion of Mike Babcock. Here is the statement from the NHLPA. I will read it for you. It's not a long one either. NHL was short. PA is short. Here's the NHLPA's response. While we found the allegations of Mike Babcock's conduct as the Columbus Blue Jackets head coach very concerning, the league has decided that there is no current basis on which to restrict his employment. Moving forward, we expect that Mr. Babcock will uphold the high standards required of NHL head coaches. End of statement. The PA's in a no-win situation there if McDavid wants this to happen. There's no question about it. That's the most you're going to get out of the NHLPA. I would argue with you, a lot of the players around this league who don't have star power to throw around are horrified at this. Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, whoever else the leadership was of the Oilers who greenlit this, it's your mess now. It's your mess now. And you have kind of told on yourself to the rest of the union. To hell with the lunch bucket guys. To hell with the lunch pail guys. We'll do this our way. And I don't care how Babcock treats a teammate of mine making $2 million a year. I don't care. I also think part of this is how they treat the defenseman who makes like a lot more than that on the roster, and you know who I'm talking about. But I think I know how this is going to end in Edmonton, and it's not good. And then after that, good luck getting a player to trust that organization with Stan Bowman and Mike Babcock in it. Azo, your take on the statement from the PA.
I just think it's very clear. They said the league has decided that there's no current basis on which to restrict his employment. They don't say they support that decision, but we'll see. Because like you said, more things could come out now.
Space Cow in the chat. It cannot possibly turn out good.
Yeah, it's a great point.
Nick in the chat. Babcock is a bully and should never be allowed to coach again. He resigned before the season even started in Columbus. It shows his guilt.
I agree with that as well.
That is a common refrain.
Mm-hmm.
Maxentius Decimus in the chat. Stan Bowman and Mike Babcock, worst combo I've ever seen. Grace in the chat. NHL lawyer statement met by NHLPA lawyer statement. Correct. I'm not seeing a lot of Oiler fans going, yay.
No.
Like, are you seeing that?
I'm seeing the opposite.
I'm seeing the opposite.
Yeah. And I think that's how it's going to be viewed.
Now, the bottom line is it doesn't matter who's coaching them if Tristan Jarry is your goalie.
That's fair, too.
And if Evan Bouchard is expected to play shutdown minutes for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are nice distractions from what Stan Bowman has done with that roster. It's a tragedy what he's done with that roster.
And that you think that's the guy that's going to fix it or coach it to the promised land.
Chris Betty in the chat. What could possibly go wrong? Grace in the chat. Maybe 5 wrongs will make a right in Edmonton. There you go. Yeah, maybe.
It's interesting, Dave.
Flippin' A in the chat. Mike is a real Babcock. All right, so that's the latest. Mike Babcock. I think by this time next week, Azo.
Might be scrum surfing through that, which will be interesting.
Mike Babcock is head coach of the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, it sounds like it's done. It's going to happen.
This is finish.
Wow, that sounds so weird.
Can we talk about one more thing before we go here?
Yeah, of course. I know what you want. Yeah, do it.
So, Kipper dropped a juicy nugget. Sorry, this is what I want to get to.
No, I didn't think this is where you were going.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of time to talk about Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Plenty.
that's what I thought.
Plenty. And we might do it actually during the live stream
Why
later.
not? Why not?
Again, Azo and I, 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll be on live during Canada-Qatar.
Halftime? When Canada's
Yeah,
winning?
let's do a Ronaldo
Yeah, I'm good with that.
a halftime.
I'm good with that.
Let's do that. But I want to get this one in. Because not only was the Leafs head coaching hire, shocking hire, prevalent yesterday for obvious reasons. I think it was Darren, was it Dreger who put out the Matthew Nyes stuff?
I think first, yeah.
But the Sharks are circling on Nyes. a 23-year-old with no trade protection for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Is he a first liner? Is he a second liner? I don't know, but he's 23 and he's big. And he's finished like top 3 or 4 in hits on the team for the last 2 or 3 seasons. So that's good. Some injury history, which is concerning for a young player. But Matthew Knies, I believe at 7.5 mil on the AAV, is nice. And apparently the Habs were very close to acquiring him at this year's deadline. So I think it was a point in the show where like Justin Bourne was like, trading Knies is dumb. I don't want to do it.
A lot of people feel that way.
And he's not alone. But Kipper said it might not be dumb. And then everyone in the room's like, what are you talking about? And then Kipper's like, well, what if people are offering a top pair D, another first rounder this year, and a secondary player? I mentioned this a couple days ago, guys. There is a world where and clearly I'm not the only one who thinks this. If you gave me another first rounder in the top 8 of this draft, I'd trade Matthew Knies in 3 seconds. 3 seconds, I'd trade Matthew Knies. You have no idea what Matthew Knies is. None. If I walk away from this draft with a stud defenseman and Gavin McKenna,
Tasty.
That is restocking the cupboards, guys. That is the definition of that. Where do you stand on Matthew Knies if that's the scenario that could play out?
Yeah, well, you mentioned it the other day.
Are you good with this?
Of course.
You're good with that.
I think with Kipper was more because who did he give? St. Louis or somebody as an example, didn't he? Or whatever.
I forget the team that he brought up.
Yeah, he did bring up a team. I can't remember. But what if they're willing to trade one of their top defensemen and their mid to later round pick and a prospect? You still doing it? Or is it about getting that cornerstone on the front end?
If it's not a top 8 pick, yeah, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Now, the scary part of this for me is South Africa is about to win this game here.
Wow.
Holy cow. They're all over them. Czechia sucks. The part that scares me is if they just chuck away Knies for like the next Alex Tuck.
Right. No. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No.
Like a 30-plus winger who's okay.
Yeah, no.
But like on the backside of his career. Like I don't, under no circumstances do I want that. That is not the scenario where I trade for Knies. If you let Knies go, you have to be looking at your future as well.
Of course.
You have to be.
I'm with you.
If this organization trades him for a stopgap.
Right.
Like, if it's a Robert Thomas, who apparently is now off the board, South Africa's all over them. Wow.
Or Parayko? Like, that's what I was
No, I'm out on all of that.
Yeah, okay.
I'm out.
Yep,
like, I'm not in favor of that. Those
I'm-
Band-Aids, and then you give up a 23-year-old for it.
I was going to say,
Like,
I'm just
I'm
throwing
not.
out a defenseman instead of a forward, right? Like,
I mean, but the fact that it's out there, though, means either the Leafs are shopping heavily, or there's a lot of people who looked at that Joseph Wall deal and weren't expecting it.
yep.
I think.
Well, and then teams circle back.
Yeah.
And you
for
might
sure.
get a team that
For sure.
overpays. When teams call you about a guy, they're probably willing to overpay a bit. So you never know. Again, I think Chicago would be my first call in that top 5.
By the way, Joseph Wall. Let's go back to Joseph Wall for a second, Ezra.
Can I ask you John's question about Knies first?
Yeah, go ahead.
But does Knies have spirit? We have to ask that. We have to ask that now. Because if Knies has spirit, you don't want to get rid of him.
If Knies has the spirit, you can't trade Knies.
Sorry, I found that funny.
If he has the spirit, you can't trade him.
Yeah.
The Joseph Wall thing is like, there's still people upset at Joseph Wall. Guys, here's the deal. At 3.6, 3.7 million, whatever he is on the cap, he wasn't worth that money. He wasn't. That's why you trade him. If you can find an asset at a much lower cost who may help you take the puck out of the zone, heaven forbid on this team, if actually move the puck, you do it. Anytime the Leafs trade a player who's not worth their cap hit, I got news for you. It was a good day. Now, the problem is they got a lot of players in that situation. But okay. I am 100. The more I think about it, I am 100% in favor of that move.
Agreed.
100%.
You know what I see the people like Toronto having the fear of trading Wall? The people who have a problem with it have a problem for it. Can we agree that he's going to Philly to be a 1B to Vladar?
But I don't even think Vladar long-term is your 1A. Like, I don't know. I know Vladar had a good end of the year.
Yeah.
He's Dan Vladar.
But Toronto fans are still clinging to the hope that Wall would be a 1A here.
Well, listen, once upon a time, I thought that too.
Yeah, agreed. No, but I'm saying that's...
And then he missed all of training camp.
Yep.
In a big year. Kind of a big year. Are we in agreement today that this year was a big season for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Okay. Gone for all of training camp. Nothing announced. Nothing given to the fan base. You're a season ticket holder. You're paying money. Shut up. He just won't be here. Okay.
But I'm saying
I'm good with it.
But I'm good with it too. But I'm saying I think that's the fear that Leafs fans cling to, is that he goes there and he either takes over or he can still be.
But if he was,
but it's fine. They had to make a decision.
But let
on
me
the
answer.
goalie.
But this fear that you speak of is one of the more relevant things in all of Leafs culture.
Right. That's why I bring it up.
The fear thing is there.
It is.
You have to relieve yourself of the fear, guys.
Right. That's what I was saying.
It doesn't matter if he's not doing it here. What do you care where he does it? He wasn't doing it here. He wasn't there for you in your biggest moments. What do you care if he does it somewhere else? He wasn't doing it here. He was super comfortable here telling you, I'm not working today. Super comfortable doing that.
Exactly. Thank you.
Are you comfortable with that? If you are, I don't get why you watch sports. Like, I do not understand why you watch sports if you think it's okay for players to just go, I'm not working today. Okay.
And
you got to find some people who will. That's sports.
And they had to
at
make a
that level.
decision because they were about to lose a goalie, maybe for nothing.
Yep.
Like
100%.
This is the business side of it. You have to make a decision, and you get what you. And you know what that tells you? There was less of a market for the other two goalies. Sorry about that.
Oh, there's
They
no
got what
market.
they can.
There was no market for Stolarz.
Stolarz. None. It's
None.
true. Because I guarantee
None.
you, they floated both those guys out there.
None.
And you might have your future in the other two guys you have. Who knows? Artie could be the one. Maybe Hildeby could be the. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
I know fans were upset about the wall, and I think that's where the fear is the reason why.
We got through a lot here.
We did.
Sorry,
It's
check
been a
that.
busy week.
Check that. We got through 2 stories today. The Leafs Jim Hiller
One
press
room.
conference on Zoom, and Mike Babcock's coming back.
The breaking news, like 5 minutes into
Woo.
the show, that was big. I did not honestly, out of everything this week, that might have been the most surprising. Like that came down today.
Right.
And the other two were shocking. I don't know.
It is
Mike Babcock back in the league. Wow.
like this is a busy day.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a Canada Qatar game
Oh
tonight.
yeah. Guaranteed win, right?
Wait for this.
Right?
Man. Wait for this.
Well, was the Leafs story that big because they introduced them by Zoom? I don't know. Dude, seriously.
By the way, Azzo, let me
Hockey center of the universe.
Let me leave you with this, and we'll dive into this over the next couple of days because I want to talk about it.
Vladdy hit a home run? Oh,
No.
We already did that.
No. Hear me out. You know how I feel about the Dan Le Batard show down in Miami?
Yeah.
I love that show.
Of course. You go on once in a while.
It's now official. Stu Gatz has been dropped from the show.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Dan put out like a 5-minute video within the last hour.
Oh, wow.
I haven't seen it. Well, because there's been some back and forth between those two publicly. It was kind of nasty. It was ugly. I'm not in favor of that.
And he's been there. Oh my God.
Well,
that gave me chills.
Let's dive into that eventually because it's a busy time here. But that is one of the more significant sports radio shows in North American history.
For sure, without a doubt.
I'm not shocked by it, but like to have it officially be a
was
thing.
going that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely moving in that direction. Okay. Anything else on your end? You good?
Well, just hit like and subscribe for all your breaking news.
All right. Our apologies. We wanted to get to the Anthony Santander news, and there is news, but we ran out of time.
We'll talk about it tonight.
Or not. On behalf of Jeff Azzopardi and everyone here at Sick Media, I'm Sid. You've been watching and listening to the Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick Media. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you at 6 p.m. Eastern for Canada and Qatar. Allez les Rouges. Let's see what tonight brings. Take care. We'll talk soon.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sid Seixeiro Show on YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts.